I love surly waiters when I go to a restaurant. I do. I love to go to check in at an airport and have just a bitch to deal with when I'm getting on the plane. Imagine yourself, just for a moment, just imagine yourself going through what you are about to go through and doing it like Pollyanna. Or like, somebody, I always love it because people often call me Pollyanna. And Marianne Williamson used to always say, Pollyanna? That's the greatest role model in the world. She said she shows up in a town and everybody's nasty and ugly and mean and poor and and she leaves the town and everybody's happy and joyful and people are working and, so it's like imagine yourself being able to be in the presence of this bad man. As Lao Tzu says, a bad man is a good man's job, that if you thought of this as your job, as something, like you're going to turn this guy around. It doesn't mean you're going to stay with him. It doesn't mean any of those things. It just means that you are so firm and strong in your convictions and in your thoughts that you can look at him like Mother Teresa did and see Jesus Christ in another distressing disguise. And you are so free in that moment. And then when you start to do that, like with the surly waiter, for me, it's like the person I can't wait till the end of the meal because this person is usually bringing me extra desserts and wanting to come to my house and they become, you can turn them around. And my secretary, Maya, she's been with me for 30 years. She's seen me do it 1,000 times. We walk up to check into an airplane and they tell us we can't do this and we can't do that. And she just knows, just step aside. This is like, it's time. And it's time for me to do my work. And the work comes from a book I wrote called There's a Spiritual Solution to Every Problem. Lord, said St. Francis, make me an instrument of thy peace. He didn't say, I don't have any peace. God, please just send me some peace. Send me a peaceful man. Send me somebody that's nice. He didn't say that. He said, make me an instrument of thy peace. In other words, let me be like what I came from. Let me be like you, what I came from. And where there is hatred, let me bring love. Where there is doubt, let me bring faith. Where there is injury, let me bring pardon. Where there is darkness, let me bring light. So that when you're in a dark room, and it's totally dark, this is a very low energy. Now, when you bring light to the present, when you light a match in a dark room, you don't have to say to the darkness, you better get out of here. You're going to have to scurry because I'm about to light a candle. You don't do that. When you bring light to the presence of darkness, not only does the darkness dissolve and disappear, but the miracle is that the darkness becomes light. That's what you want to do. You want to be someone who radiates out this high spiritual energy at such a place that the great testers, like your husband, he's just a great tester. He was sent to you. My father was a great tester. He walked out on me when I was a baby. He abandoned all of us. He spent 5 years of his life in prison. He was an alcoholic. He was abusive. He never sent a penny in support. I didn't get it until I was 34 years old and went to his grave in 1974 and was able to forgive him. I feel my father's presence here right now. He was one of the most important teachers in my life, and he was a bastard by every definition. And all 5 of his wives that he abused in the same way, all of whom I researched, all said the same thing. He taught me forgiveness. And because of my ability to go to his grave in Biloxi, Mississippi on the 27th of August in 1974, I walked away from there a totally free man. I wrote Erroneous Zones in 14 days, and my whole life, everything turned around because I was able to give that hatred out of my heart. The hatred that is, and the pain that is in there. There's a Chinese proverb that says, if you're going to pursue revenge, you'd better dig 2 graves. 2 graves. One for yourself. And that whole idea that forgiveness, Mark Twain said, forgiveness is the fragrance that the violet sheds on the heel that has crushed it. If you can just be love, what Katie was talking about, be that, especially when he is in the picture, especially then. And turn that around, your divorce will flow smoothly. Someone came up to me with tears bigger than yours back there saying that I just turned my marriage around, and I was married to someone that I never thought. Who was the lady? There was a lady who came up to me and said that very thing not too long ago, maybe an hour ago. And I turned around a marriage that was just headed into the dumper just by practicing what we're talking about today. Is that helpful?
It is.
Good.
It is. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. God bless you.